Why are the nations in an uproar? Why do the peoples mutter empty threats? Why do the kings of the earth rise up in revolt and the princes plot together against the Lord and against his anointed? Psalm 2, verses 1 through 2. For this installment of Musical Mondays, I would like to draw your attention to a special Holy Week offering sung by the Cathedral Choir on Palm Sunday. On Palm Sunday at 4 p.m., the choir will sing a special service called A Child of Our Time, Choral Responses to the St. Luke Passion. This service will be centered around two pieces of music, both written in 1939 and both in their own way commenting on the looming threat of World War II and fascism in Europe. The first piece is the setting of 5 spirituals from A Child of Our Time by Michael Tippett, a British composer. The second piece is Quatre motets pour un temps de pénitence, or 4 motets for a season of penitence by the French composer Francis Poulenc. Tippett's oratorio, A Child of Our Time, is a response to Kristallnacht, Germany's violent pogrom of 1938, which precipitated the Holocaust. This oratorio is intentionally structured after Bach's Passions, with 5 beautifully arranged spirituals punctuating the story just as Bach did with Lutheran chorales. By incorporating the music of African American slaves, Tippett universalizes the narrative of resistance in the face of persecution, underscoring our shared humanity. This was a profound act of empathy at a time before spirituals were widely considered art music, especially in Britain. Poulenc's musical response to the coming war is more oblique. Quatre motets pour un temps de pénitence, 4 motets for a season of penitence, sets 4 traditional texts from the Holy Week liturgies. Yet the title would suggest these motets were fitted to the particularly dark and turbulent times in which they were written, a season of penitence. Poulenc was keenly aware of political events, and he served briefly in the French army after the invasion of 1940. After the Germans invaded, Poulenc contributed to the French resistance in ways that he could, both artistic and otherwise. During this dark and authoritarian time, Tippett and Poulenc were both openly homosexual. They were outsiders, and they created art as an act of resistance. Their perspective as outsiders gave them a special ability to uplift the voices of the persecuted and the oppressed. While their music was not directly intended as a commentary on the Passion, these motets and spirituals frame the narrative of Christ's betrayal, suffering, and death in a striking way. Perhaps this is because the Passion is the ultimate story of redemptive triumph of justice over persecution, humanity over authoritarianism, and the power of God over the instruments of evil. In the dark and foreboding times in which we find ourselves, I hope that A Child of Our Time will provide a new, hopeful perspective on the Passion story for you this Holy Week.